Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 12th episode of the PokéSells official podcast. I'm your host, Rocco Mitchell, with my friend, my Pokemon mentor, I don't know, we just chill, we just hang, we just do a lot of stuff. Uh, PSA man, crypto bro, just enjoying a lot of stuff. My boy Jackson, um, very, he is a very influential seller in the Nashville space, but is also not well known because he doesn't really publicize his work. He kind of is a ghost, like a ninja working in the shadows, doing all types of stuff, bumping up PSA prices and scalping at Costco and all that
Yeah,
type of
that's crazy.
stuff.
Hey, you gotta get those Costco boxes while you can.
Anyway,
You gotta get the Costco boxes.
my friend Jackson, can you please introduce yourself for those that might not know you?
Yeah, I'm Jackson Monette. I'm in Nashville. Like you said, I don't really do social, so it's kind of mysterious. Just kind of show up at shows and just kind of do my thing.
Yeah,
That's all I have to do.
yeah. So, yeah, this is kind of funny because this podcast is probably just going to be a big regurgitation of just a lot of stuff that we've said already.
Yeah,
um, because we've called before and done all this type of stuff, and we've had many conversations. But there'll be some new stuff in there. But pretty much how we met, was at the Win Boba Tea Trade Day in December, and pretty much you were kind of like, "Hey kid, you want some cards?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take some cards." And then I got your number, and I was like, "Oh, we'll get on the podcast," and then we kind of just talk a lot now about just Pokemon, and hopefully I'll go to some big shows this year with you guys and your crew. Um, I could have gone last week, but
should have.
stuff that
Actually, I mean, you probably dodged a bullet. A lot of Pokemon, but man, it's just like no people, not enough
yeah,
Pokemon people,
anyway,
enough
but
vendors, not enough people.
that's very true. But yeah, when it's like an oversaturated. But how we will just get the ball rolling. I'll just ask you like a question or two, and then we can really talk about whatever. I'll talk to you about the binder soon. But what is like your story behind how you got into Pokemon selling?
It's kind of crazy. It's not like your traditional like oh, I've been collecting for years. I collected when I was little, like everybody else. Kind of took a big break, playing college football in Campbellsville, Kentucky, playing football, and man, there's nothing to do in this little town. So we used to play a little card game, play blackjack with quarters, not saying to gamble, just play with quarters for fun. And then once I got bored, we were like looking around, and my buddy had his little binder of cards. We started playing the game. We built out of his binder a game. Then there was a card shop. We got some cards, started playing. Then after, I tore my knee, blew it out again. I quit. And then I'm back on. Sister comes on. She comes back from the show. I found out it was the national show. Just
Hmm.
somehow the national show was there like 3 years ago, and I started collecting it. She started pulling stuff, and we were all doing it together. Um, say give or take probably 8 months of just collecting, and I sold my binder because I wanted some bigger pieces. I ended up getting a Gengar EX Fire Red Leaf Green and $3,000 for like what I had. That sparked the okay, let's try to flip. Like once it started seeing a little bit of green, man, it was so much fun. Kind of what I told you too is that what really kind of did it for me was getting cards I never thought I could afford.
Hmm.
Getting those kind of pieces of cards where like, dang, I never thought I'd hold a $2,000 card and say it's mine. That's kind of like what kind of got me into really into buying and selling.
Yeah,
And so yeah, that's really what got it. I mean, started playing in college football. Me and like eight buddies.
that's awesome. That's cool. I started competitive as well, and now I do all that stuff. But I love what you said about like holding cards that you never thought you'd get into your hand. It's funny because obviously I don't own like the most expensive card. I feel like I show it every time. Oh, bruh.
Well, now they're all PSA sixes.
What? No, the slabs did not crack. But
Those are just in holders.
is this guy?
Oh, the Van Gogh,
Yeah.
yes.
So this guy, that's like the most expensive piece I have. Um, and that, I mean, I didn't get it. I got it before it boomed everyone. So
There you go.
stonks. Um, you know, um, like the XRP. Um,
Oh man, that crash this week. God bless. I'm
um,
losing right now.
yeah. Um, but it's very similar because I remember it was on podcast with Alberto. And he brought that Crystal Charizard, PSA 3, I believe, and I held it in my hand, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like
Yeah,
I
even
never,
though it's a
I would,
three, dude, it's
yeah.
still like
It's like, and it's because like it's one of my Grail card, like one of the cards that I like. It, I don't have a PC, and if I ever start a PC, it's gonna be like really, really small because like we've talked, like we're more like numbers driven, like all that type of stuff. But that card is like for me would be something that's like that is the goal.
hard to move,
Uh,
hard for you to kind of sell. Like if
yeah,
you did get it, like oh, like
yeah.
do I
Well,
want
because
to sell it?
it would just be for me like that would be like the pinnacle of my like oh wow like this is the card that I have wanted for a long time.
Yeah,
Um, and then the other thing that happened was it wasn't even like these are it was your poncho. I think it was your black Rayquaza one or
yeah,
something
the
like that.
PSA 9. Like wasn't even
Yeah,
like a crazy. It was the
yeah,
9.
yeah. But it's like oh my goodness, I'm holding a poncho in my hand. And the first poncho I saw was actually one of Abe's ponchos that he had. I saw it at a show in like its little case, and I was like, "Oh shoot! Like these things are actually
How
real."
long ago was that?
That was October.
When did he had a poncho?
Yeah,
Dang, Abe, okay.
I think. Well, he's had multiple.
Oh yeah, no. So before they boomed, he had the yellow Charizard. I think that's the Y, the Charizard Y. I think that was it.
Yeah, he said he had some on. He had like four at one point,
Hmm. Yeah, he had them
and
whenever they weren't like crazy before the big boom on.
yeah. So,
So
but I that's the first poncho I saw, and I was like, "Oh shoot, they're real." And then like I held the poncho in my hand, I'm like, "Oh shoot, like this is real." And I think I put something on my like personal Instagram because like all the people are like they're like, "Oh yeah, you sell Pokemon, you sell little Pokemon cards, you don't do." So I'm like, "Okay, sure, whatever." But I put on my Instagram, I'm like, "Yeah, I got like the moment that I'm experiencing right now, holding like this like I think it was like $2,000 at the time. Like this card at $2,000 like is crazy. But
mm,
that I definitely experienced that, and I'm yeah looking forward to where it's gonna go. I love tag teams as well. Another one of we can use this the screen share. I just remembered that.
good screenshot.
Screen share. I will.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, yeah.
Right, charisma and again. Let me. This is another one. The Gandel Chief Team. There it is. Bam. Here it is. Boop. Let's go to the TCG player. Where is my
Yeah,
share? Bam. This is one of my Grail cards. PSA flags. This is one right here. One of my Grail cards too.
that one's nice. Oh,
Just because of the art, I think the art is beautiful. I think
so
it's
actually, I'm grading for a buddy one of these cards. Not that. It's all wrapped up right here. This is it. So talking about like a card that's been booming.
bam.
Yeah,
Some
it is.
slices. It's
Yeah,
just a
it
lot of
is. Yeah, just the tag team. So now I'm
yeah.
grading for a buddy. So I have it all wrapped up in here, bubble wrap ups, orders. But no tag team cards, dude.
I
Crazy.
love
I
tag team.
love them.
Because that's when I started. Like that's the era that I started in. Um, and that's just something that I enjoy. Um, but yeah, so that's an awesome start into the game. Very cool. And now you do it full time, which I
I
think is
do. I just
awesome.
started doing full time.
Yeah, which is awesome because, like for me, like the goal is I don't like after high school. I want to open my shop. Like that's the or like the full goal because I've always wanted to have a card shop. Mostly like a string, like maybe like a chain of card shops even with multiple locations. Like
So
really,
next Nash cards is what I'm hearing.
yeah, sure, I guess,
Next
yeah,
Nash.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. But I want to go beyond Nashville because I have roots in Miami, and Miami doesn't have a big Pokemon card shop.
And they have
Uh,
money.
yeah, and they got lots of yeah, so go there and maybe start something up. Have like multiple wings, kind of like I don't know if you know Cool Kicks.
Cool kicks. Mm-mm. I've heard them.
Oh, well, it's like a shoe shop. They have like three major locations. I think they have one in like New York, one in LA, and one
It's
somewhere else.
essentially the same game that we did.
Yeah, exactly. But sneaker recently.
Yeah.
But they also have something that they feels is a big social media presence. So something kind of like that, where it's like it's this shop that has a big social media presence, but it's also like kind of like a Zardo cards, if you know Zardo, or
Yeah,
like a
Zardo, yeah.
Clover cards, which we'll talk about
Zardo
that
wheel.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But which you know all those people. But we'll talk about that later. But kind of like a Zardo cards or a Clover cards, but having multiple shops around like the
Yeah.
U.S. or wherever. So that's the ultimate goal, which obviously I don't know if I could do that right after high school. So probably do like a year or two,
A
just
lot
like
can happen. A
running,
lot
running
can
a
happen for this.
running a lot of shows, and then like maybe getting a trade, maybe doing some military stuff. I don't know, just depends. Going wherever. I also have a grocery shop. The job I told you, grocery.
Yeah.
I'm a bagger. They pretty much because I work really hard on there. They pretty much have seen that, and they're like, oh yeah, after high school, like work with us a couple of years and you can be a manager. So using that to kind of like get the luck. Too. So I don't know. That's kind of a big goal for me, but um, it'd be really fun. I don't know how to go. But anyway, you were talking about the card prison binder. I have the privilege of being a card prison affiliate. So you asked if it's top loader. It is top loader, but as well, it is normal.
I like that. That's actually pretty cool.
So this
I
is
mean, you
pretty
could
much.
put like your big hitters in there with the top loaders and like your tradables. You put
Uh-huh.
them all in. Yeah, I like that. Actually, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's the card prison binder, everyone. Approved by Mr. Jackson himself. So you guys get your card prison binders at cardprison.com. The black ones are sold out, except I have some black ones, so I'm stopping right now with the card prison binders. I'll send you pictures if you want to get one.
Yeah, no, I
Obviously,
think that'd be great.
I know you don't have a
I mean, you're
PC.
gonna crack a slab before we're over with this.
Yeah, I know. This happens all the time. This happened on
I'm happy to get
credit
you some of
pool.
these. Here, look, I got these fans right here. These are perfect. The things I want to
Bet.
cut this down a little bit, but they're perfect.
Nice.
I'll have to drop that off at the
But
case for you.
yeah. I feel like I feel sometimes like a donation thing with what all the stuff that you say. Um, but so you obviously now doing it full time. You do a lot of big shows. You do a lot of collecticons. You've met a lot of people. Something that I feel like was funny. And I was like, when I told you, I was like, oh shoot, I hope this guy doesn't think I'm a total jerk. What was that photo of you that I showed? I go to polls. I'm sorry about that. I
Man,
was like,
killed me. I mean, look, you're talking to hell, man. I look like I'm a bear right now. I got a beard going, everything. It'll be shaved before you see me today. I got collect on. I got stuff. I've just been getting local lately. So,
yeah,
but no,
you've been
yeah,
doing lots of deals, picking up a lot of
killed me
shit.
on that podcast. Yeah, then you text me
Oh,
like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, for
yeah,
what? Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but how one like how did you get there? Like doing all these big shows, and then two like how does it feel doing all the well? Okay, I guess three. One, how did you get to doing the big shows? Like, what was your way into doing that? Two, how does it feel to run those shows? And then like three, like you've obviously interacted with people like GOATED PULLZ. You've interacted with people like different like high end collectors, and even people that um maybe I don't want to say manipulate the markets, but some can be would be considered whales to some people. Like, how do you handle like selling at like a very high level and high operation?
So I'll always say this. I'm extremely blessed and lucky to be able to get to these big shows. It was not because I'm not doing it. I just have ran into people that are locals. It's an individual that I've ran into that's helped me guide. He's kind of guided me into where I'm at. So I'm not going to take full credit on that. I've definitely met some people that have helped. That's why I've came to you like, hey, if you want to talk about numbers, whatever, I'll help you. Like, that's the reason why I'm here because you can't do this alone. And that person has taught me that. He's like, this is not a game you could do by yourself and do it very well. You gotta have a group of people, you gotta have like a group, it's a team effort in a sense. You're by yourself, but in a team. Number two was how did I get into the big shows, or was that
Or
the
how does it feel? Like, how do you feel like running these, like doing them?
extremely blessed. Like I was working at Facebook and started doing this now, and I'll never go back. I'll never go back. I love it. Like this is, I wake up, it doesn't feel like a job. I get to play with shiny cardboard all day, just
Yeah,
all day. I love it.
yeah,
It's so much fun. And then three, when it comes to selling and such a high demand market, and there's certain people that can manipulate and certain things that are going on that the regular collector doesn't see. Um, I will say this, it can be tough because it's like, yes, these cards, let's say for example, nope, where's an alt art? Like this one? Oh, let's just pretend this is the English one. This is a perfect example. Yes. Okay. This card right here. I mean, you could say it's because of, you know, yeah, let's say terrestrial or whatever. This card went up. Well, this card was selling a while back $3,000.
hmm
Where the English was at, it was selling for 3,000. Then it dipped. Then it just shot all the way back up. If you look at market trend, it's kind of like crypto, like you talked about. This is like it's all hype. It's all like this, that, and the other. Like right now, I'm seeing like that kid, Big Justice. He's opening packs, and so are other people. Like Big Justice,
yeah,
he was like opening up with some dude that's a sports guy at their shop. He's just ripping a pack. I'm like, okay, we're back in COVID. This is about to be another
yeah,
COVID boot. We're gonna have Big Justice leading the charges at Logan Paul.
yeah,
That kind of stuff is natural growth. That's a good thing. But at the same time, like what comes up must come down. Because like I said, this was 3,000. Dropped all the way down to like I think 12 or 1,400, and now
hmm
it's back up to 25. It's just
yeah,
a constant like this. It's a buy and sell. It's the same thing as crypto. Um, with some of the things you can kind of like, okay, you go to CG player, the Stellar Crown, Squirtle. Me and Dylan Hudson, you're setting up with him this weekend at the National. We were at yeah, we were in Lexington and we were looking at the sales and we see 20 something sales on the same card in the same day within the same hours. We're like, that's not normal. This card's never sold for 20 in a day before ever. Why is it within these hours it sells up this fast? The card that weekend jumped from $45 to 70 in 2 days. That's where you kind of be like, that's not
yeah.
natural. Unless something
Pumping
was like,
numbers.
yes, it's just bump and bump and bump. And then it's a good time. You'll see more natural growth going up than they sell. Um, but yeah, that's just like stuff like that you can kind of look out for. But
Mhm.
this kind of stuff where it's like, all hype and, you know, just a natural buy and sell, a
Yeah.
natural growth, I would say. But yeah, I hate sometimes selling a card when it's high and then I keep seeing it keep going up,
hmm
but then it crashes. I'm just like, okay, I made my money. I'm good.
Yeah.
Next card.
I hated it so bad. That happened to me with the Stellar Crown Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
I had it in my case or in my binder because that's what I take the shows now. That's my showcase because it's easy to put in a backpack and then ETB.
Yeah.
Just the binder in there, unload. But was a Stellar Crown Bulbasaur, and I sold it at 50 eBay, and the day of the trade day was the day it like went up to like $70. I
Mm.
was like,
Yeah,
oh my
because of that
goodness, I
Sunday.
just
Yep.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so upsetting. But it was all good. I was gonna comment on your big justice thing. The guy I actually had on last week, Axie, he
Mm-hmm.
was the first guy that like kind of brought big justice onto his thing.
With the
Um,
151 stuff.
yeah,
Dude,
and
he's been
it
ripping a
was
ton of it.
yeah, it's like you said, it's like good growth sometimes, but obviously sometimes it's not good. Um,
We've
but at
seen it
least I
before with
feel
COVID.
yeah,
That's the
and
thing.
like with Logan Paul and all that stuff, which I wasn't really. I kind of did the opposite of everyone else. I kind of took a break during COVID. Like that's
Which
kind
is
of like
smart.
what, which I didn't. I think I opened like one ETB of Sword and Shield base set, and then I came in during Vivid Voltage and then Fusion Strike. Were like the two. Those were the two sets that kind of brought me back into it, and then like and we're looking back. But so I wasn't really here in like during the Logan Paul thing. So I know of it obviously because it's kind of like now a pivotal point in the modern era. Um, but I don't know. Like I don't know a whole bunch, but I'm sure it's exactly like that. which I know was probably a big scam during that time. And speaking of another big scam, what do you think about the CGC like whole debacle?
Well, I've never been a fan of CGC, and that might hurt people's feelings. Sorry, womp womp. Don't care. I'm not a CGC fan because they don't insure the cards like that. That's why they're getting sued. Um, that's why I've never been a fan. I'm also don't like the streamers getting free grading. You're just pumping bad cards that are getting graded, and it's just like I don't know. I'm not surprised. I'll say that. I'm just not surprised with the kind of things I see that CGC grades and how they go about grading. Like if their tens are not tens, you can grab 10 CGC tens and maybe one gets a 10 in PSA. And PSA has decent lenient grading. Um, so I'm just not surprised. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Not surprised.
that's yeah, it was crazy. Another thing I stayed out of for a little bit just because I'm not like how you said like it doesn't feel like a job. Like sometimes it's weird because I feel like for example, I know I have a show coming on Friday, right? And for me, I'm a very much like I wake up in the morning. This is all the stuff I have to do for the day, and like I'm trying to grow this business every day, whatever. But with Pokemon, and I noticed it was very much like that in the beginning. Like starting listing on eBay, starting all this stuff. But then as I got into the like routine of it and doing shows and stuff like that, I was like, oh wait, like I don't have to constantly like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like I can start my PDF or my sheet on that Wednesday, you know, and then little
Yeah.
by little do it and then have it that Friday night, and then Saturday, I get to do my show and I do whatever. It's a very much more, I don't want to say lax, but it's a different rhythm when it comes to like doing shows instead of like
You're,
TCG or
yeah, I mean,
eBay.
essentially you're working in reverse. So instead of your working days being Monday through Friday, your working days are Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Because Thursday you're going to price, Friday you're going to make sure prices are right. If you're not setting up, or if there's not a Friday show, then
Hmm.
you're going to have Saturday, Sunday, which you're essentially working.
Hmm.
And those days you're going to be working more than your 8 hours a day, essentially. Doesn't feel like it, but you would be setting up, tearing down, you're buying, selling, and you're being drained. But like
Yeah.
it's a good if you're exhausted after show means you did well.
Yeah.
It's one thing too.
That's
So
sometimes I feel like I don't know because I'm also starting to get like my spreadsheet like routine up and all that type of stuff, like just figuring out a system that works for me. But do you ever feel like at the end of a show you're like, what did I just do?
yes. So first FlexCon was actually Atlanta, believe it or not. So that show I was absolutely destroyed. Like my back after leaning forward the whole time. I probably did close to 100 to anywhere from 200 to 300 in sales. Like that's how many individual sales I did. That doesn't account for the amount of money. I couldn't tell you. But the probably amount of buys, sales, and everything. Your buys are probably 200, 300. My buys are probably 50 to 100. Trades are probably another 50 to 100. So doing that within a 9 hour period,
Mm.
you know, exhausted.
Yeah,
Um, but dude, it's a blast. Except for Jason Page singing at the top of his lungs for 4 hours. That probably gets really annoying. So it's, oh God, it's bad.
that's cool. And I really, like I said, like I really want to do one of those bigger shows this year. My goal, I think, is to do like at least one Collecticon, or bigger event, like,
Yeah.
because
I mean, you're
National's
doing it on
big.
this weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
the national, I mean, that's a decent show. I mean, let's not, show it off like it's nothing. It's not a collectible. It's not a Pokemon show, but I mean, the amount of people that are going to be there, it's gonna be a lot.
yeah. There
Um,
will be one in May. Pokemon themed one.
yes, the PokeFest. I'm very, 50-50. I don't know about it. I don't know. There's no signers. There's no, voice actors. There's pieces in there that are missing from your traditional like collecticon shows. That I'm like,
Yeah,
you're charging the same amount of price per table, but we're getting essentially half of what collecticon offers.
yeah,
Like Mario and Luigi voice actor, he was there. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, you have all your voice actors. I mean, Ash Ketchum was there, you know. So
yeah,
just stuff like that.
yeah,
Obviously, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I hope it's great because Nashville Pokemon's amazing. I love Nashville Pokemon people. They're there's a lot of different people. You have your people that like the IR, you have the people that like the mid era like stuff. You have every category in Nashville.
Yeah,
So that's what's going to be there this weekend for you and at the National.
yeah.
So, and I know
Which
quite a
I'm,
few people are actually going to that instead of the ClefCon.
mhm.
So,
I'm looking forward to it. I will not be able to set up Thursday though, because I work.
oh,
But
you're
so
fine on
I'll hopefully,
Thursday. You're not doing anything. I hate Thursdays because you have a lot of the repackers and those guys will come through and they're not really supposed to be there. You try to just buy anything. I will be there Thursday, but I will be dropping off your case to Dylan. I'm gonna meet Dylan
yeah.
there to make sure because tables are under my name, so
Hmm.
they're that way he can get them, dropping
Which
off the case. And
I have to pay him for a table, and then I got actually, and the guy I told you about, the
yeah,
guy
he
who's
told me about that.
starting.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll be bringing him. I don't know how the payment thing is. I don't know if he'll pay like me for half a table or for Dylan for half a table or whatever. But
essentially, Jeff will come around. The guy that runs the show will come around and ask for the cash or like after payments. And then after that, I think Dylan will pay it all. Then just pay whatever.
mm,
I don't even, how much is it at the table? It's like 250.
250.
250. That's not terrible. It's a 3-day show, essentially
Yeah,
4, but Thursday doesn't really count.
yeah,
So, but
but
Friday and you got to be there Saturday. Saturday
yeah.
at like your 11 to 3 busy. You'll be real busy between that.
And
So,
something I realized this. Well, it's also funny. I had a table in the back room accidentally. Which I'm
oh
sure Dylan told you that. But
no, he never told me that. Did you get that
yeah.
fixed?
So yeah. Well, Dylan was like, we'll just talk to Jeff day of because I can just give that table. I think Dylan said he had another guy he was like another friend of his that wanted to do stuff, so we'll just put that table under like whatever.
Gotcha.
And then that'll just be them. So I didn't realize I had a table, and I did have a table.
Huh. Oh, did Abe get it for you?
No, I texted Jeff or emailed Jeff
Oh, gotcha.
personally. Um, but I didn't. I told him that I'd be like doing stuff with you. So I didn't necessarily know if I needed one, but
Gotcha.
just whatever. Better
Works.
to be over prepared than under prepared, right?
Yes, for sure.
So, but I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be fun. A lot of content, like a lot of vendor stuff will be good. Um, and I didn't realize this until yesterday when I was talking to Dylan, about it was he plans like there's going to be a lot of traction because I know he's also like a reputable seller, and the whole row that we're on is
All
all
Pokemon.
Pokemon. So it's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of
You'll
traction.
essentially where y'all are too. Y'all are like in the middle too. So like left, this is the entry, or I guess exits here. So this is your start. This is the end. Y'all are like right here, aren't y'all?
Hmm.
That's good. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to be on the end. But, I mean, if
Yeah,
you're up here, it's good. But like people are going to congregate in the middle.
yeah.
So
So
it's a double-edged sword because you have people that are other vendors that do both, like Josh Shepard. He does both, sports and Pokemon. He's going to miss on a lot of those sales because he's not there unless he is put in there. But I know he's usually in the middle of the show. So y'all are going to do great. But the people that do both, they kind of like, can't
mhm,
pick a side. So they're
yeah.
going to suffer a little bit.
So I'm looking forward. I have a couple slabs. Goals for the show is probably like 1K in revenue, which is that's like 3 slabs.
Yeah,
Like not that's not crazy. Um, and I'm gonna bring a lot of my sealed because I've been wanting to offload it.
so
So
right now it's a good time.
just right now it's a good time. So one of the things that where is it? Back here. Ugh, are these?
Those will sell within the probably Saturday. Those will be gone.
I have 2 of these. I don't know if I should bring both of them or if I should just bring one
Bring them all. Get
because
all your cash.
um
They'll sell.
yeah, yeah, because that was my Black Friday. So I wonder what they're doing right now.
I bet they're
Let's see
like
here.
45, I guess.
Is that 45? I bought it at 20 on Black
I'm
Friday.
gonna I'm gonna guess 40 to 45 because those packs. I mean, I heard sells for like 12 to 15 a pack, and then that has the binder in it, doesn't it?
No, this is the poster collection.
That's the poster.
It looks like
Maybe
35.
35. Yeah, 30. I was
Yeah.
gonna say maybe
Okay,
35.
so
I thought that was
this
the
one,
binder.
no, it's not the binder. This one has not changed that much. It's 35. I have one Shrouded Fable ETB, and then I
Keep holding it.
have,
Don't bring mine. Hold it.
can you hold it?
Hold it.
And
Unless
then I
it's
have
over
two,
50 now.
and then I have two Paldea Evolved ETBs.
Those are gonna be good. I'm sure you'll sell all your sealed.
Well, I have
It's
three, but I'm keeping one for long term.
gotcha.
Shrouded Fable, Elite Trainer Box. Oh, it's at 50 right now.
Let's see here. So, I'll see what travels.
Here, I can share my screen. Bam. You can see it?
Although it's less than 49.
Yeah. Using your roundup rule, it'll be 50.
45. That box was $35 not long ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I should have bought them all because
No.
Nashville had them for like $35 a piece and the
Yeah, it
yellow case.
was. Yeah, look, let's see. Down, I mean, if you want to. Crazy.
That's ridiculous. Now it's
Crazy.
45, 64. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
I just don't like those
Crazy
cards.
stuff.
But, I mean, you have like Monkey Dory in there. I've
I
always
don't
said
know.
this shit. Never
It's
had
just
anyone come
like,
up to me like, I'm looking for a Monkey Dory. I need a monkey. Never
yeah,
had it.
yeah. It's, it's crazy. But, yeah, so I'm looking extremely forward to it. It'll be fun. Um, yeah, but stay tuned, by the way, people, because there'll be probably two or three vendor POVs for that. I don't know if I
Do
should
one
do
for
one
each
every
day.
day. Yeah, one for each day.
I mean, Friday's gonna be a little slow. I'm sure you can get them all.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I'll also leave you some stuff in that case that you can just keep, like cards. I'll
appreciate it.
toss you some stuff. It's not gonna be anything crazy. Just kind of like maybe you get $1 here and there for some stuff. 'Cause I have like too much stuff right now. Like I have just
See,
cards.
what was I gonna from the thing? So you sold me, what was
I
it,
sold you some items
$40 worth?
that definitely went.
Yeah, it was like I think 40. I think it was like $40 worth of stuff.
It's like
Let's
what,
see,
110 now?
it's a lot more.
Oh
Like,
my goodness, that's crazy.
yeah, well, this guy like doubled or
The
tripled.
R box. Oh yeah, that one like double tripled. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
what, 30
his,
bucks?
yeah, or yeah, it's like 30. See,
That's ridiculous.
what else did I buy from you? I bought lots of. You want to know the craziest thing? Traded this card at 10. I think it's at like, I don't know, it's like 30 now or something like
That's
that.
insane.
Like this card like tripled. I actually traded this with Abe, which,
Dang, you got a
huh?
dang, you got a
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to. It was
no,
something that
I'm just messing up.
he just gave
How
him
the
that.
game goes.
Yeah. Which I got screwed over by Lucky, bro.
Oh really?
I traded him. Well, not in like a bad way. Like I traded him a Snorlax PSA 10, the 151 for a
Oh, and it shot
Venusaur
up.
and some cat for a Venusaur EX for some cash, and it shot up. But he told me that he was keeping it or something. So I'm like, okay, I don't really care. So anyway, yes, but a lot of the stuff you sent me did shoot. Like the Joltik, I think I bought the Joltik from you at
Yeah,
like
no, you did.
$1, and it was like it's like $8 right now.
I mean, that's perfect. I'm actually happy that if anyone got eligible, that's fine.
Thank you, appreciate it. I I was gonna do. So you talked about your crew. Obviously, I know
Mhm.
you can't necessarily like say who your boss is because of
He hates when I say he's
legitimate,
my boss, but he's my boss.
legitimate, legitimate reasons,
Yes.
legal purposes. But who
Not
is
illegal. It's just I just kind of he
yeah,
doesn't like being said.
exactly, which is totally fine, and we'll definitely talk about like being the ghost of the
Yeah.
the collecting
The
landscape.
the hidden whale. I will say that he's a
Yeah,
hidden whale. Like,
yeah, yeah. But who is your group? Because I know it's obviously you, Dylan. Like who?
oh, dude, I gotta. So
Like
the people I talk to every week.
yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so you definitely have Dylan Hudson. He's like pretty much my buddy. We run around all the like. If there's one point my car was messed up, we were just going to shops. He'd pick me up and we just because he was on break, we just go around riding. Definitely Country Cards in Gallatin. Caleb, we call him K-Bob, the owner of it. Great guy, easy to work with. Has eight. There's probably how many Pokemon's in that shop? Probably $100,000 worth of singles and slabs in that shop.
Okay.
It's a giant selection. And Adam Wiseman, he'll be set up beside you. You'll get to meet him.
Mm,
Great guy as well. Those two guys I talk to pretty much on a weekly basis. I probably see them every week, and it's weird if I'm not there with it for 5 days. It's to that point now. But no, they're the store. K-Bob's the store owner. Caleb, great guy. Adam, another great guy that's been kind of like been like together-ish, like kind of like bending at the same shows and stuff for probably 4 or 5 months now. And then we've kind of just grown over time. Lucky, of course. I mean, we can be surrounded all the time. Like we'd be at all the shows. I actually at Lighthouse, and most of the time I would get him tables that because I knew he wouldn't do it. So I'd grab him a table or two just to make sure he would be there.
Yeah.
Because he'd show up and just wait for a table. I'm like, dude, I already got you. Come on. Like, let's
Yeah.
go. But that's pretty much my group. I mean, there's Gavin Beckner, but he's in college, so I don't see him as much. Definitely Drew, or Ewing. I forgot how to say his last name, but Drew. I mean, he just graded some ponchos, got
Okay.
tens. Yeah, like bizarre ponchos, and they're sequential. It's like 13,000. I'll technically do congratulations, happy for you. Like, that's how our group is, and I think everyone in that group has the same mentality of um, can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that I can move that you can't move, and there's certain things you move that I can't move. There's definitely everyone has a piece to the puzzle, and we all fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, that's the way I like to see it, and that's kind of like that, the mystery whale of Pokemon. That's what he's kind of taught me. So
Yeah. That's cool. That's yeah, being part of a group is a big thing, and it's I thought about this before, but then I forgot. Now I remember again. But like kind of in the competitive Pokemon space too, you have like these like we call them like cooking groups or like testing groups, where it's
hmm
just like it's four guys, and they test all decks all the time, and much like a sports team, um, except it's Pokemon. And here I noticed like that's how I did my first show. It was like literally Abe texted me like the Wednesday, and he was like, "You want to do Lighthouse?" And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Just pop in. I'll split the table." He ended up paying it for it all, which was awesome. But
Dude, Abe's an amazing person. I love
yeah,
Abe to death. Abe
and
is a good guy.
yeah, I don't know if I can see if I even have the photo on here. Let me see.
Now, was your first show when I first met you?
No, that was my second show.
That was your second show. Okay, okay.
My first show, I will show you my setup if I have it. Do I even have it?
Also, forgot to tell you earlier, I know we're on the pod, but Dylan will also have maybe an extra display or two for you because I'm leaving him. He has all my displays.
Oh, bet.
So I don't know if he's gonna take my light up one or not. If not, you need to bring a power supply. Has lights
Cool.
you put in all your stuff.
Awesome.
But
That sounds
there's probably 11 to 12 displays he has. So if he's not using all of them, you definitely need to grab one or two.
cool. Bet. Where? Do I not have it on here? Oh, I do. You ready to see something horrible? Not script. Share.
Is it just
Share.
all spread out on the table?
Wait,
Oh
where
no,
is
it
it?
is, isn't it?
Wait. Uh, how do I open this image? Uh, what? Duplicate one photo. Share. Show and all. Create. Add to. I can't show this photo. What? Why is it not on? Okay. Okay, there we go. See this?
Oh, dude, that's fire.
That was my first display. It's horrible. It
You gotta
was
start
all
telling
spread
me.
out on
Look
the
at the.
table.
Hey, you gotta try the table box.
I do. That's the same one I have right now.
That's the
That was
same
bad.
one.
Yeah, it's the same one. I bought it was so bad because I became a GameStop Pro member because of that box. Because they were doing some promotion and I was like, Shadow Field is gonna go up crazy. This is the set that's gonna change everything. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And then
You were that
yeah,
guy. I'm
yeah, I was
kidding.
that guy. I was that guy.
Hey,
Because
it's on the way up now. It's on the way up.
I didn't know
It's
what I was doing.
dude, no. It's
See,
a gamble at anything.
now I know what I'm doing. I got 151, I got
Like,
Paldea.
dude, okay, let's just be real honest here. Like, this was probably the worst booster box I currently got for myself. Because there's nothing in here. Like, there's literally nothing in here. You have to literally get a 10 on the Charizard collar to make your money back.
Yeah.
He's gonna say like, there's nothing in this
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
I'll never understand why people buy it to rip it. And
It's
it's
the
one of the worst
nostalgia
booster
factor.
boxes. It's one of the worst booster boxes. There's nothing in the set. There's nothing in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, there's nothing in there that can make your money back, but
But
it's still worth money.
it is. And that's what matters, right?
Yeah, I guess.
At the end of the day. But something that reminded me, something that you kind of a hot take that you have, which I agree with. At least right now I agree with, like, because I've told you before, there's not many cards I want in my PC. But you think
Oh man,
that
yeah.
it is don't have a PC.
If you're wanting to
Why?
actually vend,
Yeah.
so yeah, if you're actually wanting to vend and flip, you and get to where you want to go, don't hold yourself back when your PC costs 5,000 and the amount of stuff you have is 1,000. When you could turn that 5,000 into more money than the 1,000 can in 1 month. That's where my mind works. Obviously, I'll go back to the booster boxes. I mean, I say I didn't want a PC, but here I am collecting X5 booster boxes. So, yeah, so I'm starting it out with these two, Primal and X5 Evolutions. It's because I'm moving out. I mean, everyone's bluffing enough to, I'm moving out and paying 6 months of my rent up front and kind of get, you know, to do stuff I want and buy things I want now. But because I don't like PC, I don't. But I wouldn't grab these if I didn't think they were going to keep going up.
Hmm.
So I feel like grabbing booster boxes over this thing is so much smarter.
Yeah.
This thing goes up and down all the time. I've yet to see a booster box just absolutely crumble.
Hmm.
These things like I haven't seen a booster box just tank
Yeah.
for no reason.
If anything, they start low and they go high. Kind of
Exactly.
like making it like a crypto analogy, like your moon ground would be your Bitcoin, but your booster box is like a physical bar of gold,
Or it's like an
for
S&P
example,
500.
or an
Like
S&P
that's
500.
that's
Yeah.
that's kind of where I would put it under, a better government, let's American friendly. Then that's S&P 500 would be like better option.
Yeah.
But then this is like Dogecoin. This is just like and this is my XRP right now with it crumbles. This is it. It went from 311 to 250 or went from 314 in 1 day down to 211. I mean, yeah, I'm in the whole 150 still. Living life. Nah.
But
But
it'll go back up. But something, and this is what I feel like, and like I said, like I agree with that statement or majority of it. If you are trying to vend and primarily make profit, having
yes,
a PC is not necessarily top priority. Unless you come in with, like $100,000 to invest into a
yeah,
Pokemon
unless you
business,
got
that's
money like
different.
that, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
different. But like for me, I started up, I just liquidated everything I had.
So me and
I,
you started the exact same spot.
yeah,
So like my binder I had that was PC. That was
yeah,
my personal collection. I just sold. I sold it
yeah,
all. And then I was like, okay, I really did make money because a lot of these cards have gone up. And then I'm
yeah,
trying to get a fire red leaf ring Gengar DX. And if you
yeah,
don't know, in a 10, that's like $7,000 to $8,000. I didn't grade the dang thing, but it opened my eyes like, okay, there's money in this. So that's where I'm like, me and you do agree to an extent because now I guess I'm kind of hypocritical because now I'm collecting X1 booster boxes. Real curveball. um,
yeah.
um, that's where I'm like,
Well,
okay, Dylan Hudson. I love Dylan to death. Love him to death. He has a PC. Drives me nuts. I'll just pick on him. Like, why do you have a PC? Stop it. Don't do a PC. He's like, but I want to do this much fun. Get rid of the PC. Get rid of it. Let's do it. Don't do that. Because he wants to make money and he's doing good at it. But I'm like, you make more with it. He's like, I want my PC. I'm like, oh, whatever.
yeah,
I don't know. And I'm happy people collect and all of it, but you do want to do this side of it. There is kind of like and you want to do full tilt into it and you think you do great. I do think that's where the PC thing kind of comes into, okay, if you're collecting the non-hollows or like maybe like a Crown Zenith card, like before Crown Zenith popped off, those cards are like 10 to $20. I have like a little binder that I'm not saying that. I'm saying just like Dylan is collecting Pokemon, like a Japanese exclusive set. Like I have one in here. I'm not going to dig for it, but it's pretty hard to find, and most cards are around. No, I'm like 50 to about $300. Then
Yeah,
there's some that he has to get are like 800, 500. I'm just like, brother, we don't need to be doing that. Like,
yeah,
stay on track because he's doing
yeah,
great, doing great. And it's, I like seeing people, do things
yeah,
on their own. That's great. And that's why I've
yeah,
seen you because you're starting the same point I did.
yeah,
So, and you had the mindset of like I did. I was like, okay, no PC. I'll get the card. I'll sell it. I had it. Cool, whatever.
yeah. Well, and for me, it's like I'll get there eventually. Like, what's the worst case scenario? Like, it's
If Pokemon goes away tomorrow, you had fun.
yeah, true.
That's
Yeah,
the way I look at it. If Pokemon burns to the ground tomorrow and this isn't worth anything, I could keep all this stuff for free.
yeah,
Like I started with $3,000 and now I have all this now. So it's like it burns down tomorrow. I'll go back and work at
yeah,
Facebook and we get to
yeah,
keep all the cards.
yeah.
So it's like, but
And
no.
that's something that, yeah, and like I said, like I agree, and that's something that I thought about it, and something that I actually saw about like GOATED PULLZ, Marvin. What he something that he talked about. I forgot where I saw it, but his like obviously he has a like he has. I don't even want to know how much money he has
Yeah, he's
Pokemon
cute.
cards. But his PC is the TikTok, like his stuff. His PC is what his shop is until it sells. Like he might have like 16 Bubble Mews. They're all considered. He considers them his PC. But once all those 16 Bubble Mews have been sold, it's whatever.
Gotcha.
It's you reinvest it. But he says that he just collects what he likes, and usually that goes up. And I've like felt that same way, kind of. With, for example, I've always loved the Zapdos.
That's a beautiful card.
Um,
Absolutely. That's probably one of my favorite cards on the
I absolutely love this card, and I remember when you could buy like the PSA 10 for like $50 or like $100 or whatever it was. And I was like, oh wow, I want it. It was actually at that first Lighthouse. I had the opportunity to buy that card at $100, and I didn't because I was like, oh no, that's too big of an investment. I can't be spending $100 on a PSA 10, and now it's like what 250.
That's crazy.
But it's stuff like that. And the same thing happened with the 151 Blastoise, like the SIR or whatever it is,
Yeah.
where he's like underwater. Like I love that card, and I remember you could buy it for like like
About
fifty
$150
bucks.
and a 10.
Yeah, like $50 and a 10. Like that was the first national. And now it's like, what, like $250 or something like that, $300, somewhere in that range. But it's just stuff like that is stuff that usually like does tend to go up. Um, uh, that's just my view on it.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure.
that something cool. Another, I guess, I don't know if it's a hot take, but another thing that you do differently that obviously a lot of people do is that you don't have like a vending POV, right? You don't have like you're not like a Bulbastore or a Garchomp or whatever, You you just do it, but you don't tell
I
anyone like
like being known.
yeah,
I like the I go up to the table and sometimes I won't even have the vendor badge on. I collect them. I won't even have it on. And they just think I'm a buyer or whatever. It is kind of a giveaway with the case I have. Like the case right here. It
yeah,
is kind of a
yeah,
giveaway. Like, okay, I do something.
mm,
Um, but they're like, oh, hey, start talking numbers, and like, when you have to trade, open the case up, and it's like $50,000. They're just like, what? Because they don't know me, and they're like, what's
yeah,
your social? I say, I don't do it. Yeah, I do. I have a TikTok I post on it, but I do it just for myself. If it has 10 followers, it's cool. But like,
yeah,
I don't put my face in it. I don't do anything. It's just stuff I pick up, things I buy, like what's my next move, like
mm,
stuff like that. I don't talk. I don't do anything. I like it. Because people, you start doing well, and it's messed up. If you start doing well, people will not sell you things or have just kind of this spite towards you because you're doing something
yep,
maybe they can't do.
yeah,
So, and I've learned that from the mystery whale. And I've always kind of already done it. Um, but
yeah.
that's why I like it. I like being hidden. I
That's
like being not known.
something for me too. I mean, like I have an
And I'm not
Instagram or
saying it's
anything.
wrong for you. And what
Yeah,
you're doing is great. I love what you're doing. You
well,
have the
like
personality for it.
yeah, when
I'm
I
very
and I
blunt.
yeah. Which is fine. Like I enjoy doing this, and I'll be blunt. Like there's a side to me that people don't see on camera or whatever. But and I said this before, but I also kind of I don't necessarily fall into like a PokeTuber category, but I mostly for me, and I got this from a like internet guru, not guru, but an internet guy that I followed when I was like really starting to like hunker down and realize what is my purpose, like what do I want to do with my life. Um, and that was kind of like I had it there for to see where I came from, like,
Hmm.
I had like it's that journey, and
Yes. Yes.
that's why like my YouTube like description is just I'm just a 16-year-old hustling cardboard. Like
Playing with shiny
that's the
cardboard.
whole
That's all it
yeah
says. We
that's
all
all
like
this
shiny cardboard.
yeah that's it that's the basis of it. And when I turn 17, it'll be a 17-year-old. It'll be like, or I'll change it to where it's like, hey, I've been doing this for a year. Follow me if you want to see cool stuff or something like that. Where it's just
And I
like
think in a
it's not.
year's time, you'll be farther along that.
Yeah, I hope so. I will try
I do.
that.
Just from the things I've seen and kind of have that same mindset as me and you're younger. So it's like, all he needs is a car and he's kind of just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah,
He'll be making all the money he needs.
yeah,
Nothing stopping.
which is
Maybe your
untenable.
mom, maybe your mom not traveling. That might be the
Yeah,
only thing.
yeah. I'm trying to flip that car, and then Tony, who you know,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, because he's also like my mentor and stuff, like more
Love
like
Tony.
business
Very
mentor.
good.
So like with Pokemon, I have like you and Abe who I like go to and I talk to also, and then like normal world stuff like I talk to. So I don't want to say normal world stuff. That sounds weird, but
No, I
like
mean, dude, what we do is not normal. Let's just
yeah,
throw it out the
yeah,
window. It's not normal. If
yeah,
you could have
but
told me when I was in college I'd be doing this full time, I'd look at you like crazy. Like, it's
yeah,
not normal. It's unorthodox. So I get when you say normal. I don't take it against it.
yeah, like brick and mortar or like that type of stuff.
Yes. And he's doing
And
really well.
oh yeah, he's crazy.
I really like it. He's
Yeah.
you could just tell he's an educated person. Very,
Yes,
very smart.
he's been putting me a bunch of books and a movie, and it's funny because like he gave me a book, and then I told him I finished the book. He's like, okay, now it's time for tier two, and then like he'll send me something for tier two, and he's like, once you finish this, we'll go to tier three, and all this stuff. So it's like slowly but surely like doing that. But he another reason why I want to do really well on this thing, he challenged me. So he's like, Rocco, I told him because last month I had my biggest month. I made like probably like at 500, 700 month
There you
um, and revenue, not profit.
go.
Um, and Tony was like, okay, next month I want you to do 5K. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, say, he's like, work on the national. You'll probably do a
I mean,
lighthouse.
National, I think you do 2K.
Well, that's on my inventory. I only have like 2 games worth of inventory.
That's not kind of what you buy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it
I'm,
depends or trade.
you might be so busy where you buy something that's like selling. There's nothing better than you making a quick $40 and you don't do anything. You just put it in the case. Someone comes by, you can give them a better deal just because, like, I just want to see it. Just print.
Yeah.
Literally, printing season,
Right.
what you text
Yeah.
me. Printing season. Like, that is just, okay, in the case 40. Oh, sweet. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's, no, like, yeah, you could do it. I think you could do 2K.
But that's what he told me. I was like, okay. And he told me he's like, once you do that, we'll start like looking at stuff like help like I'll help you out with some stuff if you want to see like so stuff like that's cool. Like I said, I don't even know how I got here. But yeah, just well, this is like the end of high school goal because obviously I'm in high school.
Yeah.
And for graduation, like I want to like have all you guys there and like we'll just like do something crazy like open a first ed booster box or just
Team Rocket,
something.
please. Please, Team Rocket, please.
Well, it might be it might be like 10x in value because of the new set coming out.
Yeah, that's good.
But but
I should have bought it. Should have bought one.
yeah. But that's what I want to. That's what like kind of the end of year goal for that. Just have a big celebration type thing. But yeah, that's the main reason why I have like an Instagram or YouTube or any social thing.
Yeah.
And also I enjoy making content. I come from a creative family, so I enjoy doing that. Like
No,
for
and
a
that's
while.
what you like to do. Like, again, I wasn't trying to say like you posting is like not a good thing. I'm all for it. That's what keeps this hobby alive. That's, because I mean, every day we are always constantly on this all the time on TikTok for a little bit. We were off the TikTok for less than 24 hours. Yeah, for a little bit. But no, like, I love seeing people make content. They do their videos, pack openings, they're working for the family. That's what I've seen. Prismatic Evolutions. This little girl on her 10th birthday pulled a God pack with Umbreon. I was like, that's $4,000 that little girl just pulled. Happy birthday. Like, that's
Yeah.
just, I love it. That's awesome. But no,
But
like, and what you said about seeing where you start and finish, I love that. That's like, yes. Because that's what will keep you motivated whenever you get
mhm,
stuff and sales are low. Like, I've had those times. Go back and look through what you've done. It'll kind of, it
mhm,
humbles you because it's like, some people, when they make a little bit of money, they won't buy certain things because it's like, oh, it's only a $10 card. I was hustling and driving for $2 before. No
yeah,
kidding. Like I used to like right by my house, so don't stop me, but I live in Lebanon. But the Home Depot
yeah,
over there, it's a couple minutes down the road. I used to go there and sell like little dollar cards because I'd make like $10.
yeah,
I was that person, but now don't ever forget those because I know you're going to end
yeah.
up doing something. You're going to be doing well, and maybe it's not this, and you own a different business or do something else.
Well, I
But
want to have
don't
multiple.
forget, yeah,
That's
you own a card shop,
I
so
want to own a
don't
car shop,
forget.
but then I also want to. Sorry, continue.
No, no, you're good. But yeah, just don't forget these times.
Yeah,
This is where you kind of see, you know, how hard do you want to work? How much do you really want to make? So
mhm,
it's, don't forget these times. That's
yeah.
my number one thing.
See
Because
if
some
I
people get
can.
carried away.
Yeah, this was my first reel. If I can, if you can see it. So, because I was selling mystery boxes.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah, yeah,
So I had, which is funny because now feels it's funny. It's I don't want to say like I feel like a drug dealer, but like I'm that since
I
it's
mean,
Pokemon. I have
essentially,
this.
it's
I
not
my
too
high
far
school.
off.
Well, yeah, my high school is connected to an elementary school.
Mhm.
And all those elementary kids like Pokemon cards. So
Are you
this
hustling
weekend,
kindergartners?
no, 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 no. But it's pretty much what I need this for. Is it's the PokéSells mystery box, $10. It comes with a ultra rare card, and then there's a bunch of rares and a bunch of hollow rares. So this is what I was selling originally on eBay, and after a month, no sales at all. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna start selling singles, and we're here now. So it's but I actually sold a couple of those
Without
music
vending.
without vending. Yes,
Yes.
I when people ask me how long I've been doing this, I'm like, so are we talking like normal or vending? And most of the time they'll be normal. So I've been doing this normal. I did eBay for about 4 months, and then Um, I met Abe in October, and
Was this when he was getting back into it? Because I know he took a
yeah,
little break.
yes, which was kind of crazy because I felt like it was the perfect opportunity, and I don't know. I think it was just timing. Um, but also I like to say I don't want to be like, but also I feel like maybe me being there and being like another like fresh kind of life into the space, kind of maybe like helping him like restart and be like really fired up about it. But that's what I was that kid in the camera. I was like, "You want to do an interview?" He's like, "Sure." And so I did the interview, and he's like, "Awesome, it's cool." And I told him, "Yeah, I'll put it on, I'll tag you all this stuff." And I was like, "I'll invite you on a podcast. I'm thinking of starting one if you want to be my first guest." He's like, "Oh, sure, I would." And then
Yeah, no, he
it's
like that is someone that I will tell you that is he won't do you wrong. Abe's an
yeah,
amazing person. Like I've known him since I was going to shows. I've only been vending for the past 6 months. I mean, I don't tell a whole lot of people that, but I've only been vending for like realistically the last 6 months. And I was the kid that used to hustle at shows. Like the national you were setting up at the first. Have you ever been to the national before?
yeah. That was the first event I went to, and that's where I did all the interviews.
Okay. So after that, when was the last one you did? Like have you ever or was that the only national you've ever been to?
That's the only national I've ever been
Okay.
to. That
So
was my goal is sorry, and I'll let you finish after
no,
this.
no, no,
But
you go ahead.
I'm literally like living out the goal that I set, which is crazy. which
Mhm.
is like it was October, and I'm like, okay, by February, Rocco, we're gonna be selling here. I don't care what's gonna happen. We might have one display case. I thought I would have one display case.
February
Now I got
4th.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah,
February 4th, and we're the week of you setting up and fulfilling that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
and it's like now I have pretty much I can have three display. I bought my third display case on Sunday
Yes.
because I
Don't
was like,
I like binders, but don't do binders. I'm like a love hate.
well,
Love
I
hate.
only do binders for like the dollar cards, like or even the dollar, like if it's a V or something that like some little kid wants, um, you know, I'm gonna uh, what the
Is everything good?
I got a notification. Yeah, everything's
Oh
fine. I
yeah,
just got a
no,
notification.
I got a call. That's all.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. So what were you continuing to say?
Um, I would say let me come pull the message because that's what I was originally doing. Um, so when Abe came back, like, kind of disappeared for a month. I'm like, what? Like, Abe, he got bought out by the whale,
Hmm.
completely bought out by the whale. And this was before. This was the first time I set up beside the guy. So it's kind of funny. I watched him buy out Abe. Abe leaves. I don't see Abe for like a month and a half, 2 months. I'm like, did he die? Like, what's going on? Um, I've never seen him so motivated. Like he's doing things. Like he's getting back into it. I can tell. I watch all his stories and everything. Because I mean, I like keeping up. I'm not a pocket watcher, I guess you'd say, but like I do like seeing progress from people and seeing how good they're doing. And he texted me, said the interchangeability. Oh, we were talking about the market, so we're kind of like we're not buying the percentages we're used to. We're having to pay a little bit more than because with sports guys coming back in this and they're just in it for money, which I'd say I am too, but I am here for people too. Um, I think that's my favorite part. So we were talking about that. It's bear market right now. Prices are starting to come down for a bit, previous highs. And then he said, I feel a lot more organized than I did, so should see a better outcome this year. Goal is to be able to stand right next to you inventory wise. When he said that, that is crazy to me because I don't look at myself as being better than anybody. I'm just here, I'm
Hmm.
just another guy that likes shiny part, just like you. Um, but I started thinking about it, like I used to be you, and Abe was still Abe. Abe was a vendor. Abe had like all kinds of stuff. Um, so kind of seeing that in me now, I'm a lot farther along than I used to be. It's crazy to think about.
Hmm.
And I never really thought about when he sent that. It really made me think, like, dang, and now he's coming back, and now he's ready to go. Like he's
Yeah.
ready. So when I tell you stay with Abe, Abe will guide you.
Oh
Abe
no,
knows the
we
game.
have big plans. We
Yes.
have we're gonna start running our own like actual collections,
Good.
like comparable to Lighthouse, um, but even bigger, and focus solely on Pokemon and like that type of stuff.
Yes. And I think that's
Um,
been a thing that needs to happen.
yeah, so that's something that we're in the works of, like trying to lead the forefront. Actually using my gym as a school,
Yeah. And you
which
had
is
told me that
funny.
too.
Yeah, because it's funny because it's like, like, what can I do? I was like, wait, we have like an 1,000 square foot gym with like a very nice stage. I wonder if we can use that for shows. And then I
How
was like,
much of
I
it,
asked,
I don't know if you talked to him or anything, but I don't know if you can cut this out if you want on there. How much are they going to charge you for everything? I like knowing numbers, so I just,
it's okay. So my teacher told me, or my principal, because I'm friends with the principal, because it's a small school. They said for the first 3 hours, it's $350, and for every hour after that, it's 50, I think. So
it's not terrible. But, how many tables can you fit in there?
it's 1,000 square foot. So we can fit. It's bigger than Lighthouse. The gym is
Okay.
bigger than the Lighthouse gym. So you could fit
So,
at least.
okay. So let's run some numbers because now I'm curious.
Yeah, you could probably fit like, let's see, if you a 6 foot
100 tables
table,
at least.
that's six. That's only using 600 feet. Because Lighthouse is 120 tables.
I mean, 100 tables, 40 a pop. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what even we were even saying because it's in Madison, so I know all this stuff happens like Antioch, like that area. So we're like, we probably have to do something enticing. So we're gonna like probably do other stuff, but it's still something that's in the
Where's
works.
it
So
gonna be at?
hopefully it's in Madison.
Madison's not bad though. A lot of people close to Nashville. I think you can do well. I think you
Yeah,
do really well.
that's what I
I
think.
mean, with that extra money, you only can throw a food truck in there or something. That's
Well,
one
yeah.
show that I do not like, but is actually like the venue's nice if it's if we're not in the hallway. So for some reason they do it sometimes in the hallway. It drives me nuts. Um, they actually have food truck there. They have coffee. Like it's the cookbook show. There's nothing there except for like one guy that's like a big like Japanese sealed wax guy. I've done a lot of deals with him, but other than that, nobody there. But it's in cookbook, so it's like okay, it makes sense. But what they do that I do like is that the venue's nice. They have a good layout and they have food truck and stuff there. So it's more than just go in there. Okay, you're buying cards, leave.
Mm.
Lighthouse used to have food. They stopped doing it. That could, I don't know. I
National has
just,
food.
yeah. And see, like, even with Tony, you can get the bubble tea in there.
Yeah.
That'll kill. Every time I
Well,
see, every
and
time I'm there, I'll always make sure I support Tony. Every time.
yeah, we we have obviously we have Bomb we because I know Mike. Me and Mike are like
Yes,
he's
his
also
food's
another.
good. His food's good.
And then we also have one of my friends. His name's E-Man. His dad runs his own food truck too, and we know another, which is Myanmar food, Burmese
Mm,
food,
yeah.
which is very similar to banh mi. Um, and I also we know a pasta guy too who has a food truck, so that we could do that. So that's what we're planning.
Yeah, I definitely
Something big,
think,
pop.
the food that was a bubble tea, Mike's food truck,
Yeah,
stuff's good. That stuff's real
yeah,
good.
yeah,
And then bubble tea, of course. But no, like
yeah.
y'all could really do something with this. Because I've heard from a couple people, and even from people I've heard from Jeff saying that he's getting complaints from the sports guys, the sports vendors that are talking about all the Pokemon people. So it's only
We're a
because
virus.
Pokemon's moving more money. Pokemon is doing numbers that Lighthouse has never seen before. I mean, just in that Lighthouse show, if I'm there, Adam's there, Josh is there, the whale's there, easily over 300K for the Pokemon.
It's
Easily.
crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Lighthouse show is definitely a show that's like kind of underestimated in the sense of like the national. All the same people that are at the national are at the Lighthouse show every
yeah,
freaking time,
yeah.
and there's money.
And yeah, and what's something for me? It's like once I can get a car, that's
That's what I'm
game.
saying. That's all that's stopping you. You're
That's
young.
game over.
Yeah,
Um,
no, and I can
but
definitely see it.
but going to like doing all the national stuff, because it's every other weekend. So it's like
Yeah,
one weekend load, next weekend, um, next week buy, load buy. It's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But that's that's something that I love. Um, we are running a little long, and my family is trying to get switchy, but
oh,
I'll have a couple of questions. It's fine. I'm talking quiet, and I'm not necessarily near anyone. But what what are some of your like tips for, or actually before we go into that whole section, something I like to do, and again, I have it here in my amazing blind. Have you been to Austin City? This is completely random. JD?
City is that? Isn't he the white guy, kind of orangey hair?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
so. No, I've seen him around.
This card signed by him. It's awesome.
Oh, it's on.
I got that sign on National. I'll need you to. Let me show you that. All right. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, you're gonna crack one.
Okay. You got to show the. While I'm doing this, you show the slab. You show your slab flex. What's your slab flex that you got?
What's my what?
Your slab flex. Because didn't you get just like 100 cards or something?
I did just get 100 something.
And when you grade for people, that goes to your gem nut, right? Or whatever it's called. The PSA.
So what? I guess I do. Well, just this one just got back. First set Shadowless, and then 9.
So
This is.
do you put all of them in
Oh, no, no, here, I'll show you.
things?
I saw that many left. That's the whole case. And
Crazy.
then it's kind of a mess right here because I've been working all day. I have all those right there, and the boosters.
Pokemon Office baseball. Prime Pokemon
Yes.
Office.
So when I move out next Monday, the office is going to be crazy. I'm getting autographed jerseys, shadow boxes, whole display is getting ordered tonight. Um, yeah, I'm getting everything. It's going to be.
Cool.
My goal is to have that. I want my office to be the best part.
If you need help moving, I got you.
Are you good,
Oh,
buddy?
huh?
You good, buddy?
I know you probably don't know, but always want to help.
Oh,
But some,
I'll probably say this one. This is probably my favorite one right now. I have
okay.
the whole set. Um, where is it? Guess I put it up. Yeah, here we go. So this is like my number one set.
Slot.
Like array of Primal. So this is the big set. All these are less than top 500 in the 10.
Crazy.
So that would probably be
Um,
slab like sure.
cool. So that's awesome. But a little section that I like to have on every podcast is
Mm-hmm.
what I call it, what's your first Charizard? So for me, pretty much at National, I picked up this guy. He was my first Charizard.
Ooh, revolutions.
Um, yes, and buying him kind of was a milestone for me, and it was kind of like, wow, like I'm in this for real. And that's kind of what it showed me. So it's pretty much what it means. What is if you have? I'm
He's going
so
crap.
cooked.
I'm telling
I'm so cooked,
you.
bro. How many times does it take a PSA slab to fall before it cracks?
About to find out here.
Let's see here. My Zapdos is still fine. Yeah, it's all good. I will not move the. I'm not going to move the desk anymore. All right. Pretty much like, what's your favorite card that you've picked up in like your entirety, or what was kind of like a card that you got that for you was like, oh my goodness, like this is a real thing.
Man, I'm tied between two. My first pair of ponchos or the shiny Boromir at a 10.
You have a is it it's a 10, right? Yeah, you
That one
showed
that
me
you
that. I
saw.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it's hard to say. I'll probably go with the Boromir only because it was the Houston Collecticon. I just did an amazing show and did over 12,000 in sales that weekend, and went and bought a Boromir for $3,000 in cash. And that was a card I've been chasing just to have. And I bought it and I was holding it. I was like, man, I've really gotten this far. That was kind of like one of those remember where we come from moments.
yeah, yeah.
That was definitely one.
Cool. I feel like for me that's gonna be when I get my first ponchos
Oh yeah, dude.
because
I freaked
that's
out my first time. Freaked out.
that's that's because I'm thinking now. Okay, so I have the Van Gogh, so I think like the next tier is like what a Moonbreon, or no, the next tier is like a Bubble Mew. Then it's like
Crazy. That's what it's as expensive as it is. When you get into vintage, you'll never look back. Like this stuff, this kind of vintage, not that. This
oh,
like
like
the
mid
regular
era. Yeah, you mean
mid
mid era.
era.
I
I
love
consider
mid
it
era.
vintage now just because it's older. But like it's just these are cool. Like don't get me wrong, but they're just not. They don't do anything for me.
Yeah,
I like the low pop stuff, the stuff you don't see.
yeah.
So
But
when
for
you
me,
get to
okay.
that point,
Well,
you'll
I
love it.
didn't know that's what you consider vintage. When I think vintage, I think of like
They come around the same. So okay, like this one doesn't have like any sales. Like it has a few from this month, but like it's not selling like a Green Ninja EX. It's on 20 times a month, and that one's selling maybe 4 times a month.
yeah,
That's
cool.
so it comps around the same. But when you get to that, dude, you'll love it. Those cards are sick.
I'll
They are
consider.
harder to
I'll
move.
ask you.
They are definitely harder. Maybe I can find
Yeah,
select people, but usually they'll trade or buy for whatever.
yeah. But cool. But yeah, I feel like so the next stage is like a Bubble Mew, and then it's like maybe a 151 Charizard, then it's Moon Kitty, then it's Poncho.
I would be on the lookout for Japanese stuff. People are starting to kind of turn away from the English and think Japanese is more affordable, which it is, and the quality's better. So
Yeah.
no, like I
Isn't
would
the
look.
Japanese Bubble Mew at like 300 right now?
It's like 325, 350. And then like, okay, well, where's that called? I just had it. Okay, so yeah, this one compared
Yeah,
to the
the
English
Sunbreon.
is, yeah, this one is like 7-ish, I think. But
Cool.
English 10 is like 5,000. It's like not the average collector can't get it, but this is somewhat feasible for them. So
Yeah.
like you're in the where you're at now with those cards, those are the easy turn and burn. That's your money makers.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you can get good trade on.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, no. The Van Gogh's
Bro,
sick.
that I lucked out on that so hard. You know what I traded that for?
Would you
Gold Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks.
Dang, you came up on that one. You came up. That was a good. Yeah, that's a good. That was a good trade.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I
Yeah.
felt so. It was funny because I was looking through this lady's like stuff, and she didn't really have anything that was interesting me. And then I saw the Van Gogh. I'm like, oh shoot! And then it was like floating at like 200 at the time. I'm like, hey, I'll trade this 90%. I'll trade it for this. Oh my
So,
gosh, bro! I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna move this. Um, I'm just, but yeah. So this is my seal. This is my PSA box.
yeah,
Um,
you'll have that case. You'll have plenty.
yeah,
You won't need to
but
bind or anything.
yeah, but that the Van Gogh is probably the thing I've looked out on the most in my entire thing.
Definitely make a binder on
Um,
it.
yep. I mean I could sell that at like 300 right now and still be way in the green, but it's like 350 still, right?
Probably.
Mhm. Anyway. All right. So cool. That core Mew. So is Mew your favorite Pokemon, or what is your favorite Pokemon from it?
Gengar's my favorite.
Who?
So the Gengar,
Gengar.
yeah. So the one card I'm after right now that I will keep until I'm dead is like when I say PC, this is like one of those ones where I've only seen it once. It was on camera. Have you met Long yet? Abe knows Long. So they're all buddies, and I'm kind of friends with them. Long knew I was after and FaceTime me. It was a Gengar EX Full Art from Phantom. While we talk, that
Phantom
card,
Forces.
yes, that card in a 10 is like I had option to buy it at $2,000, and I
Oh,
was
a
at
10.
18. Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen it raw crazy.
Yes. It's this card right here.
Yeah, I sold that card.
So that card in a
Not in a
10,
10, but I sold it raw.
yeah, that
It's like
card
a
in a
$100
10,
card raw.
yeah, that card in a 10 is 2,200 last sold in August. But since
It's
then,
not bad.
the 9 is now 1,200. So that 10 is probably around $3,000 if I'm gonna guess, because that's how kind of the market works. They collect on and they'll look at the nines, and you have to figure out the market. But yeah, so that's the card I'm paying 100% market, so I can get it and like put it away.
Cool.
Um, so yeah, that's a definitely like
Cool.
Gengar, definitely like Mew, but Gengar's definitely number one.
Cool. Awesome. My kind of last things would be, so for example, you said the 9 is now 14 or 1200, so now that means that the 10. So what are your like vending tips? Because I know you said you kind of made the joke in our text that or call whenever we talked that in your new office you're gonna have like a big 80%. So
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like what are your tips for that type of stuff, or like just like common sense things to know for people that might want to start vending or stuff like that.
go on and on about that one.
Sorry,
Really, I
take
would
too
say
much.
the number one tip is be polite. If the person, let's say being you were in hey, I want to buy this card. That's you're offering it to me. You're like, hey, will you do 85%? And it's $100 card. When I'm looking at that card, I'm thinking, I spend, seven would be what, 85%, so I pay $85 just to make 15. It's not, and if it sits, it goes up and down. It's just not enough margin to make it make sense. And I'm like, hey man, I can't do that. I appreciate it. I think that's something that big thing people get confused when they start vending is when someone, they get twisted on things when they don't need to be. They let a card walk. Don't overpay on a card because you want the deal done. Don't do that either. Um, Another thing too, man, is just be you. Don't try to be this fake personality of like, oh, I'm a vendor now. I'll do this, that, and that. You're just like everybody else. It's just you paid a little bit more to be there. That's the best way I look at it. And when you're when you're negotiating too, if they have a card marked at 370 and they want it at 80% traded, but they're marked higher, look at where the PSA 9's at if it's a modern card. So we'll say this card. I have an 829 here, but it's probably like 840 or whatever. We'll just say it's 800. 80% they want to trade. They want they have the card marked at 900, but there has been a 900 sale forever. That's when you have to politely, hey, I can't be there, this, that, and the other. Like, be nice. But then let's say this card is selling for 900 in a 10, but in a 9 it's selling for like 300. And it's a modern card. Modern cards typically range from raw to 2 to 3x with their raw to 10 value. That's typically the trend of the sword and shield to SIRs. If you maybe want to try to get a card a little bit lower, like, okay, maybe I want a little bit more comfort. They want 900 here, but the raw selling for 250, 300. That's when you be like, okay, well, the 9 selling for this, we have one or two sales on the 900. Let's try to meet in the middle here. That's where it can go, that's where your negotiating kind of kicks in. Of, finding that middle ground of, how can I get this card maybe a little bit lower to get my money? But man, really, it just comes out being polite. That's another thing. Being polite. Hey, I'm not seeing that. Can we meet here? What's a good middle ground for us? Don't be, and I'm pretty bad about it sometimes. I don't sell a lot. Like, I'm going to text you. You text me, I'm like, I don't sell, 80% or whatever.
Yeah.
It's only because I have ways to get rid of it at a higher rate. That's stuff too. Don't have to be rude to the people that are repackers that are coming through. Like, hey, would you like to make a deal at 90% for everything? You don't have to be rude. Like, no, I'm good. I don't want to sell everything. Just be nice. That's probably my number one thing. There's so many vendors that are very twisted and just kind of like horrible. I guess they're just bad. They should be vending.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're one of those. I think you're doing very well. You're doing very well with how you
I mean,
present yourself.
I've only done 3 shows,
Well, so
so
far,
so far.
from what I've heard, what
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. I have Dylan beside you, so I guess I'll hear everything.
I I'm sometimes yeah, like sometimes it's hard for me to say no to people, so I definitely appreciate that. Um, so yeah, I know Dylan's gonna.
Dylan will help you too.
What did he send me? He sent me. Oh, he was like, "Hey, I need you to see this Giratina," and so he sent me a picture of the back of this Giratina, and he's like, "I need you to know, like, tell me what do you think if this is going to be a PSA 10." And I texted him like, "Is this like some type of quiz so I can get into the crew or something?" And he's like, "Oh no," I was just like, "No." So I'll definitely be um trying for my best to I don't want to say impress, but present my
Yeah,
selling
no,
stuff
like,
well.
and me and him have already had a talk about how I'm wanting to go about a Nashville group that might not be the group I'm running with now. I want another group.
Hmm.
I want a group for just here. So I talked to Dylan about you and probably bringing Abe in and getting that side of like the Nashville group that I've kind of just like been on my own a little bit and then I kind of branched off. Um, but I kind of want the people I know that will, that are actually in it for the good. I'm not saying the people I'm running with now are not at all, but just kind of like a different little swing of things. Like
Yeah,
if they can't go, I got you and yeah, I got all.
yeah,
So, just kind of a building a case. Like I said, you can't do this alone. If someone thinks they can do it alone, I don't know, they shouldn't be doing it because there's no way
yeah.
unless you're going to bully everybody and again be rude. There's just no way. So
Cool.
definitely,
Cool.
I would say definitely learn from Dylan and we've talked about potentially, That's why we've invited you twice to shows. We're trying to get you
You
to come
invited
to
me.
the show this past
Wait,
weekend.
yeah,
And
I know. I
then,
wanted to go solo, right?
yeah,
You invited
no,
me before,
in
right?
hmm,
Where did you invite me? Shoot.
Georgia, Culture Collision,
I was
weekend before
culture
that.
close. What was I doing?
You had the mobile
Oh, I
trade
was
day.
doing. I
Hmm.
traded.
It just hasn't aligned. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But no, we've tried
That
to like
trade day.
bring you along.
That I know. And keep. And as I said, like keep on doing. Like I will. Like tell me all the shows that you guys go to that I would be allowed to go to, and I will always respond. Like I'll. I always. I probably respond way too fast whenever you just text me.
Dude, you're fine.
But it's. I don't know. It's so funny too. Cause like, what was it? So my gymnastics group thing. We did a group. We did like this group activity. Um, and it's called like infection or something. I forgot what it's called. But pretty much you're trying to act to the person to your right. And the person that was to my right, they asked me for my phone. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And it was so funny. Um, they got picked, right? And they're like, oh, they like did the whole thing. Like, he's like, oh yeah, my name's Rocco. He's like, oh wait, oh my goodness, guys, I just got like invited to do this whole thing. Like you guys, like I'm like, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just like,
crazy. That's
like
crazy.
so. When I say that, um, people just don't get it, and I don't hate people for it. It's like
They don't get what we do.
exactly.
So I'll tell you now, I've had my girlfriend of almost 3 years now. She's known I've been kind of
Anniversary.
doing this for a while. Um, she's just now kind of getting it. Like, I always kind of send her my numbers. That way she knows, like, okay, and I'll let her see the money too. Like, because I want her to feel safe about it. Because it is crazy to go
Yeah,
up to somebody and be like, yeah, I buy and sell Pokemon cards. They're just gonna look at you like, look at you funny.
yeah,
The money's there for everyone out there. The money's definitely there. Um, it's crazy, but yes, you can make a living,
yeah.
a decent living off this. But now my girlfriend just kind of is now last year she's kind of just accepted it. Because when I came my job at Facebook, I wasn't going to do be a firefighter, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
started doing this, and I was like making pretty good money doing this. I don't know, like it kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't know, like do I need to go work another job? Like, and my girlfriend's kind of like freaking out. We've had a fair share of fights and stuff about it, but you know, it takes more explaining because it's not normal. It's unorthodox. Like I said earlier in the pod, it's unorthodox. It's not normal. It's kind of
Yeah,
people don't know how to take it.
yeah,
Um, but no, don't. I know it sucks. I know it does because my parents feel the same way about it. But now
yeah,
I'm moving out, 6 months rent paid for up front. Like it's you can do things with this,
hmm
and it is definitely like I said, unorthodox way. But in this generation, what's normal? I don't want to be normal. I'll tell you that. Like,
yeah,
be different. If I could tell anyone, anyone listening or whatever, be different.
yeah. And
Um,
that's
don't be just like everyone else in the crowd. So,
yeah,
and
that's it's awesome, and that's like it's perfect, and it's like what I live for too. And it's like you know they don't need to understand what I'm doing right now.
they don't, they
They'll
don't need to.
they'll understand that 5 year reunion.
Yeah, no,
They'll
what you
like
need to do is like, when you're doing a $10,000 deal here in, a year is when I think you'll start doing these crazy deals. Put that on your video, let them laugh about it. Cause I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but like if the people that do laugh, they'll pocket watch it. So they'll see the $10,000 deal or whatever, and they're like, man, that's what I'm making 4 or 5 months. Oh, you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
No, it's been
yeah.
hard for me not
I
to post on my Snapchat sometimes of like some of the deals I've done. Like
yeah,
me and the other Bulls did like a $4,000 one. That was my first like decent sized deal. Follow up in Houston, I did a $7,000 deal, and I was just sitting there like, like so hard not to take a picture of the money. I was like, take 60. And then the $3,000 cash buy for the Shining Mew.
yeah,
That was another one. I was just like what? But I didn't do it.
yeah,
But no, people understand, especially with you posting. They're gonna watch you, But don't be ashamed of what you do. I guess I could say
no,
don't look at it like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, whatever,
yeah,
And I don't know your religious beliefs, but like God has a plan for everybody here. That's what I personally believe. And I do
Yeah,
feel like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If, I'm supposed to be doing something else, you
yeah,
know, I'll do it. But
yeah.
like I said earlier, in the beginning, it's truly a blessing is what I'm telling you now is like, I didn't know what I was going to do 6 months ago full time. I was struggling with it because I was working on Facebook where I wasn't happy. Working on Facebook, why aren't you happy? Wasn't happy. Um, kind of,
Yeah,
it's a blessing, like I said, to be doing what I'm doing now. And
yeah,
like, I wouldn't say successful yet. I'll never say I'm successful, but just because I'm hungry. I want more and more and
hmm
more.
hmm
So yeah, that's
That's
kind of
true.
how I feel about it.
Yeah, and that's for me. It's um, like I know God's plan for me is like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And um, something that an entrepreneur said about my guy, or like guy that I follow, is like every entrepreneur, like successful entrepreneur, has that like first like big cash flow business,
Mhm.
and then they'll reinvest that into other businesses. So that's for me is
Yes.
like it's Pokemon cards, bro. Like
And
why
what I
not? Let's
told
let's
Dylan,
let's
I'm
do it.
going into real estate. I'll be doing real estate. Whenever this I kind of start seeing this kind of fade a little bit, I'll jump that ship. To that ship. But I'll still collect. That's what I'll collect. That's what I'll have a PC.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'll have a PC.
yeah.
But no,
So for me, that's my cat. This is gonna be like my cash flow. I want my
yeah.
shops, and then I want to own a
Yes.
gym. And there's like I want to have a different company.
Your
Like
hands in all these
I want to do
pockets.
more.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that for me, I kind of coined the term like Pokepreneur, like entrepreneur, Pokemon entrepreneur.
Pokebunur, dude,
So
I like
you
that.
know,
Dude, I like that.
yeah,
We have a sticker though.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
Pokebunur. I like that.
yeah. So so right now that's what I am. I'm a Pokepreneur until I open my card shops, and then I'll be all up from there. But yeah, so I would say I think this is like a perfect place to end, and we can
Yeah.
talk off script or whatever. But I was gonna say where can people find you? But obviously, you try to say him.
You'll see me at shows.
Uh, yes, yes, you'll see him with the secret whales and gutted and beaten firm with GOATED PULLZ. Um, but thank you, Jackson, so much for coming on.
Oh, of course, man.
I hope we can do this. Hopefully, maybe in person, or maybe I have a feeling that, and that's also what I want to do during if I went last weekend, but like doing stuff on like low content stuff, like oh we're chilling in the car, we're doing something, or be like, oh it's 3 a.m. and we're on our way to a Pokemon show. Like Jackson, how you feeling? Like Dylan, how you feel? Like
I'd be the
just
one driver like I hate life.
yeah,
Why did I
like
do
just
this?
stupid stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
like just stupid stuff.
So someone
Or
that does do that, I don't know. I know we're probably ending it here, but someone that does do it is what's that guy's name? Oh no, he's a sports guy. I think it's like Tommy or something. But his videos are awesome. I love his
yeah,
sports videos. You get to see him. They'll like go to casinos. They go eat sushi. They're just talking about
yeah,
everything, joking, cracking up. That's if I were gonna do it. That's what I would do.
yeah,
Um, and he doesn't show his numbers. He just shows what he buys and stuff. And I love it. I think
yeah,
it's amazing.
yeah.
But I'll
Or
have to
like
find.
sorry,
Oh, Justin Gamble. That's what it is.
just thinking like
Justin Gamble. I
okay,
met him in person multiple times. You might see him this weekend actually.
okay,
Um, he's like an Asian descent looking kind of guy. I don't really know. Um, dude, he's awesome to talk to. Kind of can come off scummy because sports guy. No offense to any sports guys out there, but kind of like the reputation sports people get. It's kind of what he looks like. Well, I'll be honest. But his videos are amazing. I love it.
yeah,
Like he's just very just nonchalant. He's just there having a good time. If he's losing money, he's still having a good time.
yeah,
Like that's the like I love his videos. So
yeah,
that's kind of like what it would be. They'd be 3 a.m. You just want to fight, and they're
yeah,
eating sushi, drinking on the plane at 3 a.m. So
yeah.
stupid. Like it'd be just something.
Uh, or like post show like meal or
Yes.
whatever, and we
Oh,
have
we're
like
not
our
eating all day. Yes, we're look. If you ever go to the show, we club like me and Dylan, and then I was actually with Squirtle, so I collectibles.
oh really?
So it was all
Oh
three
wait,
of
no, you
us.
took them to Culture Collision, right?
Yes, and this was after
Yeah, yeah,
culture.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
We went to Papa Do's in Atlanta, and I spent $129 myself.
Okay.
I brought two. My dad's from Mississippi, so I grew up kind of like loving Cajun food. Bought two ginormous things of gumbo to take home for one for my girlfriend and one for my uncle. And dude,
Nice.
we ate it up.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so now we
That's
get
it.
it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I appreciate you coming on. Then I'm sure we'll talk afterwards or something. And
Oh, for sure.
thank you for coming on. This has been the 12th episode of the PokéSells Official Podcast, everyone. I thank you for coming on. You know, I'll do all the stuff, but see you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye.